Hi there, this is Two Legs Better. And today's episode, we talk about the badminton, but also talk about the life. Well, you might want to say, okay, it's a game. Well, life is a game. So a lot of things we can learn from badminton. So let's just get into it. Now, in life, this is what life looks like. Okay, this is what life looks like. So in life, most of us are in the middle. So it doesn't matter what you are considering. Whatever you can put in numbers, in ranking, in comparison, we are in the middle. A lot of people are in the middle. So, but the point is, many people want to be better. Say you are playing badminton. You look around in the place that you play. You can beat some, probably, and you will lose some. You may not be the top player in your group. And then, if you're better, you want to play in some tournament or something, and you realize sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The real problem is, can you get here? Can you get to the top point? But for most people, they will spend their whole life in mediocrity. They are okay, but they are not great. They are not brilliant. But that's not the tragedy. The tragedy is they could be. They could be better. They could be better than what they have. Now, there are a lot of things come with that. Because if you constantly talk like that, constantly view yourself that way, it's going to hurt. It's not a good thing. Because why it's just not a good thing. It's not healthy for your mental health. So, but now the thing is, I think there are ways you can get better. You don't have to be the top, and that shouldn't be your goal either. But everybody should have the goal of learning to improve yourself. When there's a chance, when the opportunity presents itself to you to get better, you should grab it. If not, you will remain where you are. This is the great tragedy of badminton, in my mind, because a lot of people they think they love the sports they play all the time, but they don't have the commitment and devotion to better themselves. They don't like to train. They just want to play. They think, okay, if I play harder, I play more, I can improve. I can see how other good players play. The problem is you can't. Why can't you? And it's complicated, but I'll try to explain. And I'll try to show. I'll show you something. This will be a recurring theme, but I'll show you something in badminton and show you some great players, and let's see. So the first one I want to show you is not this girl, actually. This is Wang Zhiyi from China, and she's a great player. She's one of the top players in the world. But what I want to talk to you about is her opponent, An Se-young. An Se-young recently just achieved history this year. She played in 14 tournaments and achieved 11 finals. So that's just brilliant. She's basically unbeatable now. If you talk about Lin Dan's dominance, Lin Dan still is the GOAT in my book. I think he's great. But An Se-young is almost equally great already. She's as dominant as Lin Dan was, and she is more devoted than Lin Dan. Lin Dan at one time he was just like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and even before that he was like, I'm gonna preserve myself. Okay, my feet hurt, my toes hurt. I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to have a party with somebody because they pay me millions of dollars to be with them. But that's Lin Dan. But I don't think that's An Se-young, at least not at the moment. And but I want to show you one play in this this game. This is the year end, the WTF. Okay, let's see. All right, so this is a rally between these two.
Super. That is.
Okay, that is a super play. Now, I want to show you how did it happen and what it means. Okay, so when you play a game, any game, so there are a few things. So now we see this is a. Can you see that? Okay, the color is a little bit hard to see. Let's see. Is blue better? Okay, let's use blue. So An Se-young is right here. Okay, now Wang Zhiyi is here. I'm going to talk about decisions by both players. Okay, now Wang Zhiyi is going to hit the shadow, and she's right here near the end of the corner. It's clearly a good lift by An Se-young, right? So she has choices. She could drop it here, high clear to the back here, straight line, or high clear back to the cross. Now, I want you to first. I want to ask you which one is more difficult? Which one is more difficult? The most difficult one is clearly the long cross. The shuttle travels longer. It takes more effort to get there, and also look at the space. If you hit it there, this is all the space you have to cover. So it puts yourself in a more dangerous position, right? It's clearly the most difficult, or the most difficult choice you can put yourself in. The least pressure you put on your opponent. Okay? Now, you might say, okay, because An Se-young is here to the left of her side. That's true. That's the brilliance of An Se-young. She put herself in the greatest position. This is the balanced position, because to her, all these choices are the same. Or whatever my opponent throw at me, it's going to be the same level of effort for me. So in that case, as Wang Zhiyi here, her choices determines her fate. Literally, the end, the result of this rally. So another choice she has is to drop it in front of that here. That's clearly a little bit further from An Se-young, right? So An Se-young will move a little bit more, but even that location also leaves this part of the court open. So she needs to move a lot more. She needs to move. Now, she can do straight line, straight to the back, clear. Okay? And that actually kind of opened up here, but it's not as much. And she doesn't need to move as much as the other choices. Okay? And of course, there's the drop in front of the net, and that one is because An Se-young is right there. So if you drop it there, so she's going to get there quick. So the problem with this is, if you look at this, first is An Se-young put herself in the best position to defend. And so that's very difficult for Wang Zhiyi to choose. And she chose the cross. Now, here is the shadow. You see the shadow here. The shadow go over An Se-young's head, but look her feet. Look at her feet. How far, how close she was, close to the back, the back of the court. So she didn't need to move far to get to the shadow. Now the shadow is coming. Now it's An Se-young's turn to make choices, right? She can, she is in a great position because she is closer to the back net and it's a high clear, and she can do that. Now she has lots of choices. She's actually in a very advantageous position. She could smash or do, she can literally do whatever she wants. Okay, let's see what she does. Because if you look at, if you put yourself in An Se-young's position right now, if you are in her eyes, now this whole part is huge open space. I know Wang Zhiyi is moving towards that, but it's going to take time. So that's huge. But if you try to smash too hard or something, you try to kill with just one shot, it's going to exert a lot of effort on your side, and you may succeed, you may not. But do you have to? No, you don't have to, because it's a long rally. So let's see what An Se-young did. See, she smashed it to the side, so her opponent has to move all the way here to retrieve it. Now the problem is this: the genius of An Se-young's smash is this: she didn't do much. It's not a hard smash, and she just almost casually half smash towards the sideline. So the precision is better. It is more important than the power and speed here. So remember the point is not to win with this one shot. The point is to put your opponent in a tough situation, like where Wang Zhiyi is. Look how low Wang Zhiyi was to retrieve the shuttle. And I think part of that is speed, part of that is technique. I would, if I coach, I would coach Wang Zhiyi to try to retreat, to hit the shuttle a little bit earlier, but it's easier said than done, right? There's another advantage here. When you pin your opponent like this, you don't need to worry about your own weakness, because this open court, right? There's a huge open court for An Se-young here, but she doesn't need to worry about that, because it's very, very unlikely for Wang Zhiyi to do a cross. So An Se-young can just almost casually go forward, and it's just a lot of advantage in this simple move here. So clearly Wang Zhiyi retrieved that. That's how brilliant she is. She's a great athlete. She's very good at badminton. So she retrieved that. It was not the greatest quality, but it was good quality over the net. And she turned her body. Look at her feet. So she turned and to face the shadow. That makes the next one possible. Now this is the part. This is very subtle. Most people, I don't know whether you will notice. Look at Wang Zhiyi's right foot. So the left foot is actually slightly forward, right foot backward. That actually put Wang Zhiyi in a difficult situation. It might be, for Wang Zhiyi, the easier part is here. She can move here with less effort because of the body position, and maybe also here. But the difficult part would be cross, this part, and in front of the net. Now again, An Se-young has a choice. An Se-young is clearly in an advantageous position, and she can try to kill the opponent, or she can play it safe, play the simple shots to keep your opponent moving, keep them, tire them out. So this is what she chose. So she made a very high drop right in front of Wang Zhiyi. Now, the thing is, you may think, okay, that's boring. That's really, really boring. That's the easiest shot, and but it's also simplest and exerts the least effort from An So-young. So she's preserving herself. She's like, I'm using 60% of my effort, and you are using 95%, or even 110. So this, I didn't kill you this one, but I'm going to kill you in the next one, right? So again, see how low Wang Zhiyi is. But she, as brilliant as she is, she can do that. So An So-young is ready. An So-young move back, and let's see what next goes. So Wang Zhiyi made a high clear. No, did you notice that An So-young didn't even change directions? She already started moving back. So when the high lift goes, she's keep moving. So if you play badminton, the changing your directions is very, very costly in terms of effort. So by doing that, An So-young reserve a lot of energy. So you can see the clear is great in length. It's close to the back line, but An So-young is already there. And look how big the open space is for Wang Zhiyi. So now here is another choice for An So-young. She can smash hard to try to kill it, or she can play with her food. She can, just like a cat and mouse. She can play with her food because you're already in my net. The problem is this: even if An So-young doesn't get this point, because the way she plays, she put herself in a much better position to win later, because your opponent is spent, is exhausted, and you are not. I'm in a great position. This is why she can play at a high level. She can come back, and she can maintain a high level even late in the season. See what she did? It's just a simple half drop. It's not even a smash. It's to her, it's like just, it's no effort. But look at Wang Zhiyi. Look at how low she is, and how, it's difficult. When you have to get the shuttle that low, it's almost reach the floor. You can't do much with it. You really can't. You don't have a lot of choices. So although An So-young is way near the back of the court, she's not worried, because she's just not worried. She's moving forward. If you drop, she's going to get it. Okay, now let's see. So Wang Zhiyi did a drop, but because of how low it was, it's a far drop. Pay attention to where An So-young's foot is. That's where her foot is, and that's where she got the shuttle. So she didn't really move much, just the one step, and then a big step there. She get to the shuttle. Now she has a lot of choices too, because she get look how high An So-young's racket had, and remember how low Wang Zhiyi's racket had. That's like 1 meter difference, and that's a lot of difference, and it's just it's between. It's huge. It's a huge gap. So we talk about in football, there's a game of inches. This is not just inch. It's a meter. It's a yard. It's just a. So let's see what An So-young did. She doesn't try to kill it, but she did. She did get to place it to the back. Okay, I need to. Okay. Okay. Now, let's get back to it. So, now, this is the last shot An So-young made. So see where it goes. And then An Se-young just push it. I don't know if you notice, Wang Zhiyi moved to the side a little bit with a little hop. I don't understand that hop. I know a lot of people are teaching that, but I don't understand it, especially to the opposite side. It just I don't agree with that. I think that's a bad move. So she moved to that side, and An Se-young goes straight, and she had to move back. She had to move back to get to the shadow. Now she's very disadvantaged situation. So almost the only place she can do is straight. So she did a I don't know what do you call that, a drive, a flat drive to the center. That's like nothing to players at this level. To player like An Se-young, it's not a threatening at all. It doesn't move her. She doesn't need to move. She can stay there. Just a slightly move, she can get the shuttle back. And she didn't do anything crazy either. She didn't even try to cross and not lift. She just put it back. And Wang Zhiyi move. I cannot emphasize enough how good Wang Zhiyi is. How fit. I shouldn't say good. I should say fit. Physically gifted she is. She still goes there and get the shuttle earlier and then did a cross. That's very good at Wang Zhiyi's part, okay? But because she has put herself in that position, or An Se-young put her in that position, that made it very difficult. But she basically made the most out of it. And then she moves towards the shuttle. You can see Wang Zhiyi is moving towards the shuttle, right? So what did An Se-young did? An Se-young just flick it across her head and make her turn again. So see, she's turned again. Again, how good Wang Zhiyi is. She did a cross, but because how low it was, I want to show you how low it was. Okay, let's see. See how low. See how low her racket was when she hit the shuttle. When you have that, you're not threatening at all. You really are not threatening at all. You see how An Se-young creeping in front of the net, because most likely it's going to be the net. So the most difficult one is the cross. So pay attention to the cross. If it's straight to the net, it's going to be dead. It's going to be killed. And very difficult to hit it into a high clear. So she doesn't need to worry about that. And then it's a cross. And Wang Zhiyi had to rush to save that, just in case it was another drop to the net. And then An Se-young just flick it again to the old position. See how casual she is. See the body language. See how casual An Se-young is. And then Wang Zhiyi tried to make a high clear, but it was not high enough. It's not high enough to over her head. So she just jumped where she was and then just touch it. It's not a smash. Again, it's not a smash. Just touch it. And there's nothing Wang Zhiyi can do about it. You see that? And even that, I want you to pay attention to the little hop. This is how useless that little hop is. Okay? Even for the last one, Wang Zhiyi had a chance, but because of that little hop, she was hopping to the opposite direction. I hate that hop. See that? You see that? You see the hop? You see that little hop? That little hop sealed her fate. Now this is An Se-young, So what can we learn from this? Okay, now you play badminton or whatever you do, whatever it is. It's that the first thing you do is you make a choice. So when you get to the shadow, you make a choice. In life is the same. You make a choice. Who do you choose to be your friends? Which classes choose to take, and what career do you choose to select? So choice it always starts with choices, and then it's execution. Execution, you need the right technique, and the tragedy of badminton is that you have to be taught. It's almost like language. You have to be taught. If you just see somebody talking on the screen, you can't just learn from that. You have to be taught. And because in badminton there are many subtle movements, and if nobody teaches you, you'll never get it. You can watch all the videos you want, you can play with great players all you want, but without coaching, you're not going to get there. I play with someone and he was amazed by some of the things I did, because he thought I can only do like a cross, so he started to move back to protect the cross, and I changed my racket and I do it, just put it right in front of the net and got a winner. And he was amazed. He was, wow, how did you do that? I can tell you how I did it, but you need coaching to really learn it. And without me telling you that, because you can't see, you can only see the front of my hand. You can't see my thumb. You can't even see my racket movement. So that's the thing. That's the great tragedy of badminton is most people don't realize is that you have to learn. You can't just play and get better. You think, oh, I'll play harder. Yeah, okay, good for you, I guess. Anyway, so now another one I want to show you is men double. A men double game between Kim and So from Korea and Liang and Wang from China. Liang Weikeng and Wang Chang. Okay, now here's the thing. I'm Chinese, okay? So I cannot never go against my Chinese players. And but I'm also a student of the game. I love badminton, so I love great badminton when I see them. Now, if you look at that, you look at these two Koreans, they are the most accomplished pair right now, and especially So, and he's brilliant. And they achieved what they achieved. I don't know. How can I phrase it? Make it not like insulting. How can it be insulting, right? You gotta understand. When I was watching badminton, I was watching people like Hendra Setiawan, Muhammad Hassan, Marcus Keto, Cai Yun, Fu Haifeng, Gu Genqi, Tim and Hong. Those are the people I was watching. Li Yongday, and Zheng Daicheng, all these people, all these players. And those are the people I was watching. So I know what it looks like. The real great ones look like. And I know you're not going to agree with me, but the current men double pairs are not there yet. None of them are there yet. So for these two Korean players, they are at the top because they can beat everybody. You don't have to be perfect to be at the top. That's what I'm trying to say. You can win the world championship just because everybody else sucks or sucked at that place, or because of COVID or something. It doesn't matter. That's accomplishment. You can play great like Lee Chongwei. He never got a one world championship. It's such a tragedy because he's brilliant. He's great. He's better than Kento Momota. He's better than Axelsen. The only person I would put him below is Lin Dan, but he's above everybody else. He's better than Taufik Hidayat. So, but the thing is, he never won. Why? Because there were always someone better. in any particular tournament, any particular world championship. So, but it doesn't matter. In my mind, he's still great there. So, my measuring point is not just the world championship. World championship is achievement, is accomplishment in the sports on the field, but it's not an accomplishment in the master of the skills. I mean, but that's my rant. So ignore that. Okay, they are playing great, right? Now, the opposite to them, the two Chinese players, and they are great too. They are world number one at one point, and you know, and the little fat boy is Liang Weikeng. You know, he smashes really hard, and he's very technically sound as well. And then there's Wang Chang. He's very fast in front of the net. Now, if they are so great, why can't they win? I personally think it's hard to put it in a way. I think the Korean players, this Korean pair, they are just savvy. They are great with each other. They are certainly flawed. I think they are flawed. They have more flaws than their opponents, but they play together better. You know, it's what do I mean by that? Let's see. Okay, let's see this rally. Okay, in this rally, the Koreans lost at this point, but how they get to there? How they get there? Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's a short serve. So Liang Weikeng received that and decided to drop it in front of the net. Now, I don't know if you can notice, but that's Kim Wen-ho who served. After Kim Wen-ho served, he didn't move forward enough. So, and his racket was low. That's why Liang Weikeng put it right back in front of the net. But because he did move forward, although his racket is a bit low, but he's fast, so he still put it right back. Get to the shuttle early over the net, and then kind of push it down. That's a great technique. So the net exchange advantage to the Koreans. Okay, so the Koreans have an advantage at this point because the Chinese, Wang Chang has to lift it really high, and also you can see the Koreans are clear attacking position, and the Chinese are parallel defending position here. Okay, but the lift is not really high. Look at So Seung-jae's foot where he starts to jump. It's not really close to the back line, and now look at the defensive positions. Wang Chang is clearly ready for the defense because he lifted the shuttle. You lifted the shuttle, you know where it goes, so it's easier for you. But look at Liang Weikeng's foot. He's not ready. But that's also his style. He's like he's not very like hurrying style. Yeah, that's the arrogance of great players. You know, I'm physically gifted. I don't need to put in as much effort. But this is the top. This is the two of the best pairs in the world playing. You can't do it that way. That's going to put yourself in a unnecessarily disadvantaged position there. So, but anyway, that's how it goes. Now, for So, he has choices. Okay. Because of the location of the shuttle, it's almost imperative for him to smash. Now he can smash to Wang Chang, but Wang Chang is in a good position to defend. So if you smash to this side, it's already covered. And so the only choice basically is in the middle. But you can see that Liang Weikeng is not ready. Liang Weikeng is not ready. You should smash to Liang Weikeng. So middle, a little bit toward Liang Weikeng, or smash to the far side. Okay. So let's see what he chose. Okay. So he chose to smash to Liang Weikeng here. The smash is not great. The smash is not very deep. It's pretty flat actually, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be, all right? But I want you to see, oh, so much. Okay, let's see. You see Liang Weikeng's technique. Liang Weikeng's technique at here is, I don't know. I don't know why he does that. I mean, it's not necessary. He didn't. I don't know if you can see. It's very difficult to see. Let's put it that way. It's very difficult to see. But he used a very difficult technique. The thing about that he can use just a forehand smash, forehand defend, drive. He didn't. He used basically a twisted, which is okay. It's okay, but it's not great because the return is not going to be in a very high quality, not consistent enough. But as good as he is, he's great. He's really great. He did have a very good return here. It was fast, but the thing is, part of that is because of the movement. Okay. Pay attention now again. Now you see, when So starts to smash, where is his partner? His partner is here, right? Move to the left side. This is a classic case. Okay, so in this case, if he chose to smash this side, your partner is useless, basically. So smash in the middle is the correct choice. Okay, you see that? Now, here's the thing. Kim Wen-ho got the shuttle back, but I think that's a mistake. He should protect this side and leave So to do this, because So is moving forward and is in a better position to drive the shuttle back. For Kim to intercept in the middle, actually, you see the return is not very good. And this is the turning point, because the first net exchange advantages the Koreans. But now, because of this one, he lifted that, and it's not a high quality lift. You see where Liang Weikeng's foot land after the smash. It's not a very good lift. Why it's not a good lift? Because Kim here, he rushed to get that. He's not in the best position to make that play, and he tried that. And by doing that, both Korean players are rushing to the same side. You see how crammed they are. They are crowded in the same place. And now, because the lift is not high enough, and So is trying to get to the open court, but just not quick enough. Well, nobody can really. And then it's a smash by Liang, and it's terrible. It's really terrible. You are in a better position. You are in an attacking position, but because one player, that's just one decision, and the basically sealed your fate there. So. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Now, let's see. Do I want to do another one? I want to show you a rally here, but I'm not going to go in detail into that. Let's just watch a little bit. As a sign that I should end this video now. Now, what I want to summarize here is this. When you play badminton, the first thing is